Hi, I'm Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Cash Flow Copy. Today, I thought about doing something a little different because I have a lot of people always asking me where I learned how to do networking, where I learned how to do sales. And it's been a lot of things, but it all comes back to my dad, who is a brilliant sales and marketer, and he is a creative genius as well, and someone I respect quite a bit. But he is the reason why I'm anywhere near as successful as I am. Him and my mom homeschooled me, my brother and I, taught us everything. And I mean, he started putting me on stages when I was like 5 years old. I think I did a presentation about snakes to his work. And that was one of my first ever speaking gigs. So he's always somebody that I always think to bring with me to different places. He's a fantastic wingman. He's always somebody I want with me for networking, for events, because he's just freaking brilliant. He's the life of the party. He gets calls constantly to speak at different things, to run a bunch of different events. He's the go-to guy. And he didn't have YouTube. He didn't have ebooks. He didn't have podcasts. He figured all this stuff out on his own. And yeah, I think people should hear about his methodology and how he thinks through that, and yeah, how he does that. So this is going to be a little bit different, but I'm really excited. This is my father, Michael Catarzi.
Hi. Hi, welcome to the channel. And thank you for allowing me to do this. This is great. Fantastic.
For sure, for sure. So something that I see as something that you've taught me, and I don't know if it's whether like personality wise I get it from you because I'm a lot like you, or if it's something that you actually taught me and it's just ingrained in me, was about just taking action and just trying and doing things. So I'm curious, like you've always been a man of action. I've always, growing up, you were always inventing things, creating things, doing things, going. Is that just a personality trait, or is that something you learned? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's something I did learn, and I think I learned it from my dad, because I think my dad was a man of action.
Okay.
I mean, he owned his own business, he owned his own machine shop, built his own rides, did everything on his own. And if you're not a man of action, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not a man of action, it's never going to work. So I watched my dad do things and did whatever it took to get the job done. I mean, we were up at the crack of dawn sometimes going to the shop to eat breakfast, to get to work. And we worked till it was done. I mean, we worked our butts off. But it was because he was a man of action. And it wasn't just at work. I mean, I think my dad was the key to our family, to the whole family in general. My great-grandmother, my grandmother lived with us. And as a result, I think everybody gravitated toward them, as to being the answer people. If there was a problem, that's where they came. And if there was a problem, my dad always stepped up to the plate and delivered the message, no matter what it was, whether it was a funeral, whether it was someone who needed help. I remember one time my Aunt Rosie, she got shot. She got shot at a place she was. The phone came over, Aunt Rosie's shot. We were locked and loaded and out the door to go find out what happened and what we needed to do. I mean, I'm not kidding you, guns in hands, man of action, no matter what.
What happened?
It's just some kids out in the field shooting rabbits or whatever, but it shot and it went through the trailer and shot her in the chest. She was a well-endowed lady, so fortunately it went clean through. But we didn't know that because at the time a lot was going on. But the fact is that he didn't hesitate or wait or say, "Hey, call the cops." He was a man of action, stepped up to the plate, and delivered the message. And I could tell you countless times where he did that for the family in countless areas, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. He was a man of action. So I think I learned it from my dad, to be honest with you. And being a man of action means doing what needs to be done, even when you're scared, even when you don't feel like you're the one called to do it. When the phone rings and you pick up the phone and someone says, "Hey, my dad, he was there and he did it." Whether it's finish the job or do whatever, somebody needed help, he was there. And not too many people do that today.
No.
And it's really sad, especially men. I mean, I don't want to turn this into anything like that, but apathetic men is just not where it's at for me.
Yeah.
And it goes back to my dad. He taught me that. And even if I screw up, and sometimes I know I'm not the best man for the job, but you know what? I'll do my best to get it done and be a man of action.
So, like a lot of people that I interact with, they want to learn first, or they want to finish a course, or they want to finish college, or there's all these pretty legitimate sounding reasons to like
Yeah.
not start. So what would be, or like boundaries, so like what would be, where's the healthy balance, and like how much do you value preparation over
Mm-hmm.
jumping to something?
There's a balance in both. I mean, if you can prepare, great. But if you can't, in the stepping up to the plate and just doing what you know is natural, you learn from those kind of things. You learn from your mistakes,
Mm.
you learn from what you're doing, and you pick up on that. I mean, if you have time to prepare for whatever it is, by all means, prepare as best you can. But then you've got to act, because it's in the acting that you learn, and it's in the acting that you find out what you're good at, you find out where you need help at, because I've messed up plenty of times. I've been called to do something, and it just didn't turn out the way I hoped.
Same.
But you know what? That's okay. I learned from it. I said, okay, Michael, next time, just prepare a lot better and even practice. Practice. I need to learn to practice before I deliver a message. I can't just go out there and whimsically think, oh, it's going to turn out great. There's something to be said about practicing and being prepared. But also, there's something to be said about just doing it and
Mhm.
figuring it out as you go, because you make mistakes, you clean up, and you go back out there and you learn from those mistakes and you make it better next time. You know.
So there's almost like an element of like what you're good at, so you kind of just stay ready to a
Mm-hmm.
degree. So if there's a young person out there and they're not exactly sure about what they're good at, or they haven't figured that out yet, they don't
Yeah.
know who they are yet, what is your advice for somebody who's like still trying to figure out what they're good at so that they can stay ready?
Right. And I know you've heard this before, fail as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Fail as fast as you can. And basically, that means volunteer. That means go out and do it. That
Mm-hmm.
means try it. It doesn't mean go, oh, I'm not, I'll never be successful at this. You try it, you figure it out.
Yeah.
If you're not, you reset and you go another way. I mean, there's always going to be roadblocks,
Mm-hmm.
and those roadblocks sometimes are roadblocks you need to go around and keep going on the journey that you're headed. But sometimes they tell you stop, take a whole different direction, you know. But if you're not out there doing it,
Right.
you'll never figure that out. So, I would, so I'd go back to learn as fast, fail as fast as you can.
Okay.
You've got to volunteer. You've got to try.
Yeah.
You've got to put videos out there. You've got to, sing the songs that God put in your heart. Because if you don't, you'll never find out whether you're good at it or bad at it, or if somebody really wants to see it or hear it.
So, how do you know the difference between like if something was a failure or you just need to get better at it? Because I think a lot of people will try something, it will be a quote unquote failure, like maybe not enough views or it doesn't convert
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And so then they're like, okay, like that's it. It was completely wrong. When maybe it wasn't completely wrong. They just need to receive that data and make a small adjustment. So again, how do you try to differentiate between, is this an utter and complete failure, or do I just need to make some adjustments?
That's a great question, even for me. Never give up on your dream. I mean, if it's put in your heart and you feel it's the right way to go,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should ever give up on it.
Okay.
I think you should make adjustments. I think you should try different things. I mean, for me, writing was very tough. I wrote, like you said, way before AI or anything came into existence, and it's really difficult. It was, you're basically writing on a piece of paper, but now with all the technology, my writing and my style is getting better and better. I never gave up on my dream, so I'm still going forward. And now I'm engaging using technology, and it's really making a huge difference in my life. So I would say just, if you have a dream or a goal in your heart, don't give up on it so easy. I would say keep pursuing that. If you have that passion for it,
Mm-hmm.
it's there for a reason. Maybe not everybody will get it. You know what? But you know what the good thing is you're still learning from it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important.
For sure.
I've done Bible studies, where there's only been 2 people showed up,
Yeah.
but you know what? The preparation in that and getting ready for that,
Mm-hmm.
guess who learned a lot? Me. Was it for them? Was it for me? I don't know.
Mm.
But it worked out so good. The preparation helped me grow as a person, even though two people showed up.
Mm.
And right now, the stuff that I'm doing, lots of people are showing up.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah.
But even if they didn't,
Mhm.
I'd keep doing it because it helps me and it's my passion and what I want to do.
For sure. For sure.
Mhm.
Is there anything kind of like in closing? A lot of people who watch my stuff are either young men, usually like in their 20s, early 20s, or people who are my age, wanting to do entrepreneurship, wanting to do business, wanting to do copywriting, and looking at a career shift or change. So, knowing that, in conclusion, kind of what do you want to say to those people to encourage them?
Yeah, I want to encourage them, but I do want to encourage them to have two things. One would be finding mentors
Mm-hmm.
that can help you because the people you're around can make a difference,
Yeah.
huge difference. So find mentors that you can watch and model after. I know that people, I don't want to model after. It's not like you're modeling after them, but you're learning from what they're good at, and you take from them what they want to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And also I call it a muse, and that's what I call you. Someone who will stand beside you and someone who's there to motivate you, encourage you, not someone who's there to stroke you.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who is there to motivate you and encourage you along the way. You need those two things. You need a big person who will tell you the truth,
Mm-hmm.
but also someone will say, you can do it. You need both. And you also need people who have done it before so you can learn from them. That's really needed to do. And, as far as encouraging people, I would say, look at people's heart, look at people that you want to help, because that's really what makes a difference. People say, what makes a difference when I go out and speak? I speak with passion because I speak to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about exactly what I have to say. It's not exact the material that I have to offer. It's more about my heart. And when I can connect with those people, because I see the need, I step over the fear and I deliver the message, not because of me, but because of them. So I want to help people grow and be the best they can be. When you have that in your heart to help others and make a difference in other people's lives, whether you're trying to sell them a product that'll help them or trying to motivate them in some way, or writing copy that'll help them, it doesn't matter. What matters is you want to help make a difference in their lives for the best. Nothing can beat that. That's good stuff right there. Anyhow, that's all I got.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you want to end it with take it home?
Yeah. Don't forget, take it home, take it to your heart, and apply it to your life. Stay strong.
Stay strong. And
Yes.
my dad actually has his own YouTube channel, so please go follow him. I'll put the link below. He's also on Facebook, so you can follow and connect with him there. And yeah, I hope that this was a little bit different than what I normally do, but hope you guys can kind of see where I come from and someone who influences my life on a daily basis. And I'm super blessed to have you as a dad and as a mentor. And yeah, I love you.
Ditto.
And I'm
Love you
proud of
too.
you.
Bless.
All right, I'll see you guys next week.
Ciao.
Bye.